You know, there's a lot of advantages to working for yourself as a broker and an investor owning your own company here in Tucson. You know, with over 20 years experience, I've seen a lot of problems and a lot of problem properties here in Tucson. And to be honest with you, there's not much that I haven't seen. But the good news is I've always got a solution for it. You know, I'm going to go ahead and cover just a couple of the common questions I think that most commonly come up. And then, of course, if you have any other questions that maybe I didn't cover, well, then by all means, pick up the phone and call me at 520-403-6227. Or if you'd like, text me there. Tell me your question. Let me do what I can to answer that question and maybe even make it a post for the next person, right? So let's cover some of the most common questions that I get asked on Karl Buys Houses, right? First, are you actually listing my house on the multiple listing service or buying it? You know, that's a good question. Even though I'm a real estate agent and a broker and I own my own properties, and from time to time I do list properties that are REO properties, I don't typically list properties. I buy houses in the Tucson area. Typically, you know, I'm looking for properties in really Marana, Oro Valley, South Tucson, Tucson, Vale, Sarita, Green Valley, 3 Points, you know, really the Tucson Valley area. That's what I'm looking for. I look for houses, land, condos, mobile homes, manufactured homes, basically problem properties, properties that have problems. That's what I look for. If you've got a problem property, then that's right up my alley. That's what I'm looking for. Then I typically fix it and then I resell it to somebody else for profit. So that's what I do. Next question, do I pay fair prices for properties? The good news on this is that it depends on you, right? So if you want all your money up front, then yeah, I'm going to pay cash and I'm probably going to want a discount for your property. If, on the other hand, you don't need all your cash up front, well, then I'm very easy to work with. I can pay a full price many times, depending on terms, right? I like to put it this way. You pick the price, I'll pick the terms. Or, if you want, I'll pick the price, you pick the terms, right? I mean, you just depend on how we want to do this. Next question. How do you determine the price to offer on my house? Oh, see, now this is a big one. I'm so glad you asked, because when it comes to working with an investing realtor like me, I have to abide by the code of ethics, the realtor code of ethics. And part of that requires me to go ahead and disclose to you the actual fair market value of your home. Now, as a real estate agent and a broker here with over 20 years experience in the Tucson area and a full member of the Tucson Multiple Listing Service, you're going to get a copy of all the comparables for your property in that area. And I'm not going to just cherry pick this or that. No, you're going to get everything that fits in your area. So you'll know exactly what's going on with the sale price of your home so that you'll make an educated decision about what's best for you and your family. Let's take the next question. Are there any fees or commissions to work with you? No, absolutely not. And here's a good win for you. When you think about it, one of the common problems that people have today is working with a realtor and paying, I don't know, X, Y, Z percent, you know, whatever percentage, right? And then once they agree to paying that, then they put their home on the market. They have their home on the market for a very long time. And then somebody comes along and starts beating them up on the price. Especially if the home doesn't sell, then they start beating them up on that price even more. And then if somebody makes an offer on the home, well, then there's even more problems, because then there's repair requests, there's concessions, there's buyer closing costs. A lot of times the buyer will want you to pay those. And pretty soon it could be upwards of 9, 10, 12%. I mean, depending on what you actually agreed to pay in commissions, by the time you're done paying closing costs and everything, it's too much, right? So when you start working with me, the purpose of this is to simply eliminate all those fees. I pay all your closing costs, all your closing costs. You don't have to pay mine. I pay all your closing costs. I take your property exactly the way it is. You don't have to repair anything. You don't have to paint anything. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to throw anything away. Just leave it, right? If you've got a bunch of trash, leave it. Take what you want, leave it, right? We close on the day that you want to. You pick the closing date, right? It really doesn't get any easier than that. And of course, there are no closing costs and no fees. Next question. How am I different than a typical real estate agent? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. I have been a real estate agent and a broker and a realtor for many, many, many years, over 20 years, 23 years, almost 24 years now, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with listing your property if you've got a really nice home and you're trying to get the most money possible for it. My advice to you is to list your home. That's the best way to get the most money possible. However, in my 23 years or so of doing this business, I also know that there's a segment of the population out there that they just don't want to hassle. They don't want to deal with any of it. And they would just rather have a fair, fast offer on an unwanted property that they know it's going to need a little bit of work. Maybe they don't want to do all the work themselves, but they just want to get something done with it. But they don't want to go through all the hassle of traditionally listing it. And they don't want to go through the hassle of, let's say, going through some of these other iBuyer companies because they may not necessarily fit. I mean, you're just a number with them. And they would rather deal with somebody who's a local professional, a veteran-owned company, somebody like KarlBuysHouses. That's what makes me different. I'm a broker. I own my own company. I'm a veteran. And I can make decisions on my own behalf and work quickly to help you without all the hierarchy, without all the rigmarole that other agents have to go through. When you're dealing with me, it's just me and you. That's how we come to solutions. So, next question. Is there any obligation when you submit your information? Absolutely not. You know, to be honest with you, I really like what I do because I don't have to hound people to list your home or anything like that. I mean, if you submit your information to me, you're going to tell me about your property. I'm going to call you up. I'm going to see if there's maybe a good time I can take a look at your home. You're going to maybe meet me there or maybe have your representative meet me there. And they're going to show me around. I'm going to be in and out probably 10, 15 minutes. If you got tenants in there, no worries. I'll be in and out before you know it. We can figure something out there. I'm easy to work with. Remember, the whole purpose of me starting KarlBuysHouses as an independent broker was to make this whole process easier for you. So let me help you make it easy. So if you want to see what I can buy your house for, fill out the form below or give me a call, 520-4036-227. Thank you so much for paying attention, and as always, have a powerful day. Bye-bye.